Welcome to Book Buzz, brought to you by the Peters Township Public Library. I am Miss Shannon.
And you did that last time.
I know.
I'm Miss Linda, and we're here to bring you part 2 of February and all the activities of the Children's Library and Young Adult Library into your living room. And yes, you stumbled at that the other one.
Well, Peters
right?
Township Public Library, if you say it too fast, it is a tongue twister because...
It's true. Wait, Peter
Pepper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Yeah, that.
But Peters
See, you
Township
can say that, but you can't say the place of your employment.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, it does. It does get to be a tongue twister.
Yeah.
And you said you were a little off today anyway because you didn't sleep last night.
My son was up most of the night last night, so it was rough.
But, oh, you still have your bling on.
I do.
Your bling from Valentine's.
I am,
took
and I have
mine
my
off.
beautiful Valentine's Day pin that you made me for my Valentine treat. So
That's really
ready,
sweet.
I'm ready to go.
Your Valentine's pin.
Look at it.
That's so funny. Yeah.
So,
I like it.
yeah.
Well, thank you. I feel so flattered.
That's good.
Your homemade Valentine.
Those are the best kind.
They are. You just wait.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So, starting with library news around the globe with
Mm-hmm.
Miss Linda. Tell us some cool stuff that's going on in the library world.
Okay. This is hot off the press. It's called The Question of Little Free Libraries. Are they a boon or bane to communities? I'm going to show this. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you used to have one in your house. Mm-hmm. It is really interesting because, well, first of all, it's by Megan Cottrell, and it came out of the American Libraries magazine in January-February edition.
Okay, so very quick.
It's hot off the press. But I found it interesting because they are popping up all over the place. You had one. Mm-hmm. There's one on the trail.
Yep, there's one at Bower Hill, one at PV.
At PV, there's one over off of what's that road, like Thomas. Mm-hmm. You know, so they are. I mean, that's just our community.
Right.
Okay. So interesting. Do you think? Here's the question. Do you think they compete with libraries? Do you think that the little free libraries, there's a whole bunch it's going to take away, it's going to steal our business?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just more making a connection to the public library.
Good answer. All right. Good answer. All right. And I didn't even, prompt you. All right. There's something I didn't know about this, too, that I don't know if you knew. Little free libraries have been popping up in droves on front lawns, street corners, and parks, community centers, and hospitals. You can even find them at beaches, malls, and barbershops. What started in 2009 with a box on one man's lawn has spawned 60,000 little free libraries around the globe, which is really cool. So when we're talking about news around the world.
But 60,000 is not that huge of a number, so I feel like I was really special to be part of that.
No, it is a lot.
Yeah, but not a lot when you think of the whole globe.
True. Yeah, true. I think this even talks about some of the places, but that's true. You're very right. You were part of that little trend, that little niche there. Well, now, how about this? These boxes, little free libraries, outnumber public libraries in the U.S. 3-1. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Well, it's not a surprise, I guess, because if you think of it, like how many did we just point out in our area?
Right. Yeah,
to
there's
the one
multiple on the
library.
trail. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This was really cool.
But they have like 15 books in them, as opposed to how many thousands we have in our library.
Right. So everybody was getting concerned, like, oh, then why do we need libraries? Well, because a little free box isn't going to cover all of your library and research needs.
Right.
But it all started when, in Detroit, this woman, Pam, noticed that the school bus parked outside her home neighborhood, and her lawn was crowded with children. She thought there must be some mistake. Did the bus get moved? But in the yard next door, the kids were gathered around a wooden box in the front yard, a little free library, while the bus driver helped each child pick out a title to take home. It was a ritual they repeated every Friday for almost a year.
That's kind of
How
cool,
cool
though.
is
Yeah, I
that?
think that's
You
awesome.
know, he or she, the driver, would be in tune to that. This was a sad statistic. A lot of this was all like started in Michigan, mostly Detroit, and what they wanted to do was because it was so high that 35% of Detroit's residents were living in below the poverty line. So in this one small city bordering Detroit, as an example, there is as few as, and this is really an amazing statistic, as few as one book per every 42 children.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's
crazy.
I mean,
horrible.
Yeah, so that's like having nothing. So the city was climbing out of bankruptcy, and they were starting to raise money, and they wanted the free libraries to pop up all over. So they did this initiative in Detroit because they needed it, and also they did it as a positive thing for the community to feel good because of the auto industry. Detroit took such a big hit and left a lot in poverty. So, is the public library still relevant?
Yes.
Okay, I agree. Public libraries are serious business and lifelines for a lot of underserved communities. Yes. We have everything that you're not going to be able to fit into a little free library, but I agree with how you said it, is that it's an extension of the extension of libraries. And I'll tell you, in these places that I was reading about, there's talking about in North Dakota, they just secured money to buy 13 little free libraries throughout the city. And where else? Oh, the place in Kansas. Because there's this one place in Salina, Kansas. It's very rural, so they have access to reading material to these free little libraries in between their bookmobile visits. So, these are talking people that really don't have access to a library. And I like, too, they made a comment about, and for kids that can't drive and they don't have a means to get to the library unless an adult brings them. But what I didn't know, did you know that this was a business?
People make them and sell them on the website.
Well, there was a man that actually started this in 2009. He built the one and installed it in his front lawn in Wisconsin as a tribute to his late mother. And now there are more than 60,000 little free libraries registered worldwide, up from 50,000 last year, with 90,000. Well, now this is staggering. 90,000 of them are located in the U.S., so only 10% are around the world. Yeah. That's very small. But there was some question, I guess, that they charge. If you want to be part of the free,
you do have to charge to get it chartered.
Yeah, they charge to have it registered, and then if you buy the box through them, it's a few $100, $39 to register, but you do get a charter number.
Yep.
Like you said.
Mine was registered and chartered, and I had like a little plaque that said it was little. And what's cool about that is then if you go on their website, it will show you all the little free libraries in your area. Like it does.
Right, that's what it said. Yeah.
It didn't give your home address, but it would say your street name, and then you could go and.
Which is cool. Yeah. You get to be part of that, because they also add there are more than 600 public libraries around the country, just in our country, that use little free libraries as an extension of their services. And that's great. And I'm going to end with one little thought. This woman wrote, she said, talking about books and the importance of literacy and reading, she said, I think anything where you have a book is a library. The more we have out there, the better. I don't think we're going to put the library out of business by any means. I see them as helping out the libraries, and I'm very glad they came along.
That's how I felt.
So that was nice.
I really enjoyed having one at our old house. I consider having one at our new one, but we'll just see how that all plays out. But it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool to look at my window and see like a mom and their kids and the dog stopping and getting something. And mine was mostly used by kids, although I had an equal amount of children's books and adult books in there. Mine was mostly
kids?
used by the kids in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then once I realized that and realized what they liked, I kind of made sure I had books like that for those kids.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
That is cool. So, but I'm glad to know that even with the one that you used to have, that you're not knocking us out of a job.
Well, that's good, yeah.
Yeah, we want job security. No, but I like them, and they're fun. I mean,
Yeah.
we've talked about them before in here
Right.
because I showed like different pictures. Because now, I mean, they get really creative with them.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
really cool. So, all right, we love our free little
For
libraries.
sure. All right, so moving on, we talked about our Tween Maker Mondays. So we're going to talk about some other tween programs we have. The one was brand new, it just started last month. We were partnering with the Peters Township High School Science Club. We had a group of students from the science club come in to the library and do a full science hands-on lesson for tweens. And it was really cool. They made lava lamps. They learned all kinds of things about, mainly the main topic was oil and water and why they do not mix. But it's called Spark Science for Tweens, and it's going to be the third Thursday of every month from now until the end of the school year. So the next coming on will be February 15th at 4 o'clock. So a lot of fun, really hands-on science class. And again, it's all done by the high school science club, and they were so impressive. Like, I learned stuff by just watching them. So it was really good.
Yeah, you did. I mean, you were so impressed and happy with it that you talked about it, like, to me, you were telling me right after, like, how good it was and what you've learned and how great the students were.
Yeah, it was awesome. So impressive. So shout out to those girls that came in January to get it started. What inspiration, like just inspiring young students. They all want to go into careers involving science in some way, and just a great asset to our community to be able to work with these wonderful teenagers.
Right.
So.
Along those lines, I was just thinking about a comment about that because you were talking about, how great they are. I think that, well, I know, and because you can watch it, that younger kids become enamored and are in awe of the older kids, especially the high school kids. Like, they go,
right.
You would think that, that they're a movie star, which is really cool because I think that high school kids don't realize that, that people,
the role model
the
that they're
kids
setting.
look at you as role models and think, wow, she's really cool. I want to be just like her when I grow up.
Yeah.
So I love the idea, that science thing, bringing the teenagers in to do all the teaching, like to do the work with them. I wish we had more of that.
Yeah, it was
more
awesome.
teens coming in and sharing what they know and what they can do with the kids, because the kids love it. They'll love it more from them than from you and
Absolutely.
I.
Yeah. For sure, and it's really and it's a good experience for the high school students too, because it's all volunteer hours that they're getting, and just that experience of working with students as that mentor role. It's great. So so high school guys, teens, if you have any special talent, that you'd like to somehow bring to the library, we're open.
Give us
for
a
lot of
buzz.
things. That's how this started. Over the summer, the girls just showed up one day and they said, we're in the science club. We really want to do something at the library. And I said, okay. And then after we had a couple meetings throughout the beginning of the school year and trying to just get everything worked out, that's why we started in January. But so far, it's been awesome. And I hope it just continues to grow for the rest of the school year.
I agree. And you know what? That made me think of, how we have Mr. Pete as our chess champion teacher. And he comes once a month, unless something comes up for him, and teaches the kids. I think before I found him, I had contacted the chess club here, to do what you're doing with the science. Like, I would love if members of the chess club, not a great commitment, once a month, come in for an hour and sit with the kids and play chess with them and teach them.
That'd be awesome.
I heard there's some really good little ones that are like, whoa, they can be champions, Mr. Pete tells me. I'm like, ooh, okay. That's impressive.
That is impressive. Let's skip a little bit. Since we just talked about the science program, why don't you talk about your book club while we're on the same...
doing the tweens?
Tween stuff.
Okay. I like this. I was reading in between here a little bit about why Matt Fellon came up with this story. It takes place during the Dust Bowl in 1937 in Kansas. 11-year-old Jack still faces life's ordinary challenges: town bullies, a sister with an eye for trouble, and his father's failed expectations. With tensions flaring in the rising heat, Jack catches a glimpse of a sinister figure, which is really cool in here, with a face like rain in a neighbor's abandoned barn. Yeah.
Creepy.
That's kind of what prompted him to start writing this book, because all of a sudden he had drawn this figure, you know, and then kind of worked around that. Although, so it's all around the Dust Bowl, but his point in this was he wanted to show a kid's life, the Dust Bowl through the eyes of a kid. So it's not about the Dust Bowl. It's not going to give you statistics. It doesn't give you all the information, but how kids survived it and what you would do in it. And what I didn't realize too is that this was his first graphic novel.
Yeah.
Now, this is only the second graphic novel that I've done for the book group.
I love it.
The other one that I did, and I really liked it, the first and only one I did was a Roller Girl.
Oh, yeah.
And I really liked that in a book. And I tried to mix it up, and I thought, well, I haven't done a graphic novel in a while. So here we go, Storm in the Barn. And that's what we're reading for the 19th.
Yep. So come having read that.
And guess what?
Yeah.
It's a Monday. Did I ever tell you it's a Monday? It's the night I work. Okay.
But you do everything on Mondays. I do everything on Thursdays.
That's
the
right.
night
You've
that we
got
work.
Thursdays. I've got Mondays, and it happens right after school. 4 o'clock. Come. If I know you're coming, if somebody could please, you know, give me advance notice. I'll even have food.
There you go.
Again, feed them, and they will come. All right.
Yeah, very cool.
Very good. Very
so
good
really
book.
trying to spice up what we have for tweens now. So we have our book club, which is a lot of fun, and then the Maker Mondays. Now we're throwing in the science class. So pretty much we have, you know, and we also do Tween Afternoon the first Tuesday of the month. So we always have something going on throughout the month. So fun, you know, come to the library every day after school, or even once a week after school, and then we'll have different things, having different things going on for you while that's happening.
There's lots to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So story time, your Hugs and Kisses
My Hugs
story
and
time.
Kisses. Well, you know what? I'm glad we talked about. Can I have some of those hearts? Oh, I could have worn these as like little earrings.
You're having earring problems today, so you should
oh, that's right. Remember I told you my earring drama this morning that took half my morning, which is really stupid, by the way. Anyway, we are having a Valentine's party, and I call it Valentine's. It's X and O story time. So kisses and hugs, and we are going to make a couple of crafts. I'm going to do 2 Valentine's crafts with them, and a Valentine's story, of course, a Valentine probably song or some sort of other activity, maybe a snippet of a video. It's not really that long a time, so it's at 6:30. It usually goes to about 7:15. So even on a school night, it's not taking up.
Right.
It's not late, and it's a family activity. It's not like a drop off and leave.
Right.
It's a family activity.
For all ages, yeah. So all siblings and everything.
Yeah. So
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Guess what? I'll be there. Did I mention? I know. Keep going here. All right. So no, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I love celebrating.
I love all the holidays.
Holidays.
That's the fun part. Yep.
Yeah.
Then
We'd
we'll
like
move
to
on
do
to
different
shamrocks. So we break our year up over that. We start with our apples and pumpkins and turkeys and Christmas trees and
Guess who's
hearts
doing
and shamrocks.
Guess who's doing the Irish store?
I don't know. Who works on Monday nights?
Who works on Monday nights in March, April, May, June, throughout the year?
Yeah. Well, shamrocks, and because the way our calendar falls is Easter and like St. Patrick's Day are going to be like, I mean, it's going to be like 1 week after the other.
That's going to be crazy this year.
Yeah.
And you know all the stuff that we do.
Right.
We're going to be.
Yeah.
We'll be busy.
Yes.
Fun busy. It's
It'll be
fun
good.
stuff, but keeps us hopping.
Yeah, for
All right,
sure.
so you're going on.
All right,
We're back to WQED.
Yeah, so WQED, I can't even think off the top of my head how many years it's been. It's been like 3, maybe 4 years ago that we were first approached by WQED to do a writing. They have this, well, PBS used to do it nationally, this writing contest for grades K through 4. And now it's just being done by WQED, and they're being funded locally just by EQT. And it's awesome. And they approached us to do some kind of a program at the library for it, and we did. And that is what started this whole partnership that we have with them. And we do so many things now because of WQED. So it's awesome that one program really kicked that off. So we do it every year. And it's just basically you come in and we're going to do some different little writing activities. I like to share with the kids previous winners, and that they're all, what's cool when you win, you get to go down to the WQED studio downtown and record your story, and then anyone's able to see that. And then they also print an anthology of all of the stories that have won in the past too. We actually have a bound copy at the library.
That was cool. Was
Yeah.
it last year, the first year they did
Yes.
that? Because you can, I mean, we had a winner.
Right, a local, in 2016, one of our regular patrons
And her
was a
story,
winner.
it's a her, and her story was in the book. I thought that was such a cool thing. Can you imagine a young girl, you know, getting published? Have you been? I haven't been. Well, no, I haven't been published unless I've done it myself.
Right, I don't think I've been published.
Oh, maybe in a cookbook.
Okay.
I've donated recipes. Does that count?
Yeah, there you go.
All right. I'm published.
Yeah, me too then.
published. Okay.
Woohoo. Peters Township Library Cookbook. If you want one, we probably can find some for you.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. No, that's such a great thing.
So that will be on Sunday, the 25th at 1:30. So come on out and do some fun writing things. If you don't think you even like to write, you'd be surprised how fun writing can really be. So it's going to be it's fun. It's a really fun event. We do it every year. So last year was really well attended, and we're hoping it continues that way. So.
You know, the older I get, and one of those back when the writing piece of this contest and this project, you know, writing is so important, and how many people are not able to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, not literally, but, you know, to be able to express themselves or write a
This program
decent letter.
amazes me.
You don't have to be a novelist, but
right.
to be able, you know, to put your words out there.
Right.
So
This program has always
Starts
amazed
it
me by
early.
how creative young children really are, because it starts in kindergarten.
Right.
You know, like, that's insane to me that these kindergartners are coming up with these really detailed stories. Now, our winner that we had, our local winner, she was in 3rd grade when she won, but still, like, super detailed, like the story, just like, you know, just like you would never really even know that they were written by young kids sometimes.
Oh, right.
So it just amazes me, their ideas,
And
how creative they are.
for sure. And you know what? I think what helps too, because I was just thinking of our little buddy Gino that comes in. You know, he's got brothers, and they come into the library, and he just finished his 2nd book. And every time he finishes a book, his mom brings it to me, and he brings it, and he's like all shy about it for me to look through and read.
Aw,
And then
that's
I'll
so
write
cute.
like cute little comments, you know, on little sticky things, and you know, and I credit the parents for that as well,
Right.
because you need not necessarily a role model in the writing, but at least encouragement.
Yes.
You know, just encourage your children and let them
to
do it.
explore that creativity
Yep.
too. Very cool.
Absolutely.
Very
All
cool.
right. How about books?
All right, I have some books.
do it.
So another brand new, this hasn't even been cataloged yet. It's a brand new 2018 book. I brought some more since
Wow,
we're still,
you have some good new
still
ones.
talking about the season of love. I decided to bring some fun, cutesy romances. This one's called Love, Life, and the List. It's by Cassie West. It says 17-year-old Abby Turner's summer, which I like to read a book about summer in the middle of winter, isn't going
Just
the
the
way
name.
she'd planned. She had a not-so-secret but definitely unrequited crush on her best friend Cooper. She hasn't been able to manage her mother's growing issues with anxiety, and now she's been rejected from an art show because her work has no heart. So when she gets another opportunity to show her paintings, Abby isn't going to take any other chances, which is where the list comes in. So she makes this list. She gives herself 1 month to do 10 things, ranging from face a fear, which is number 3, to learn a stranger's story, to fall in love. She knows that if she can complete the list, she'll become the kind of artist she's always dreamed of being. But as the deadline approaches, Abby realizes that getting through the list isn't as straightforward as it seems, and that maybe, just maybe, she can't change her art if she isn't first willing to change herself. So I like that it's about an artist. I think that's really cool. I'm a big list maker myself,
Yeah.
and both when just to-do lists and in life. I remember when I was 15 and I saved it, I made a list of 30 things to do before I'm 30, and
Did you do them all?
did not do them all.
It's kind of like having a bucket list.
It was a bucket list, but
Yeah.
I
Before
did.
30.
I
Yeah,
did
but
a
you're not
good-
kicking the
I
bucket.
did do a good bit of them, and the ones that I didn't do were like Like I didn't become a famous recording artist.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So no Taylor Swift for me.
No, I'm sorry.
And so that was on there.
Maybe
I was
your next-
15 when I made this up, remember?
Okay. Well, your
And
next life.
Maybe. And I haven't been to Paris. I wrote that I wanted to go to Paris before I was 30, and I did not get to that. So maybe before my next 30 years, I'll get to that
Maybe,
one.
you know, as we do books, maybe a little revision there. You
Yeah.
know, we can revise your list.
For my
and-
next decade.
Yeah, do it there.
But yeah, so I'm a big list maker too, so I kind of like the idea of that in this story, and cute book cover too.
Yeah.
And there's some of her artwork on the back. So yeah, brand new, hot off the presses.
Okay, so the book that I brought, we've about 3 minutes, I
Okay,
think.
perfect.
Yeah, that I brought is a celebration of wonderful, smart, beautiful you. It's called Dear Girl by Amy Krauss Rosenthal and Paris Rosenthal. And you were talking at the end, that book, you know, at the very end where they said, but, you know, she needs to change herself, you know, and maybe look into her heart. This story is so sweet, written for girls, because I think girls have a tougher time. And we're going to read it to you. Or, I don't know, can we show the pictures?
Yeah,
I don't know.
think
All right.
You are a professional reader, Linda, so get it together.
Okay. Am I? Okay, it's just crooked. Dear girl, keep that arm raised. You have smart things to say.
Dear girl, sometimes you may feel like being pink and sparkly. Sometimes you may feel pretty much the opposite.
It's okay to jump in the mud, right?
Yeah, I like being pink and sparkly though myself.
Dear girl, look at yourself in the mirror. Say thank you to something that makes you you. So, thank you, freckles. Thank you, birthmark. Thank you, red hair.
Aw, little ginger.
Isn't that sweet?
Dear girl, sometimes you just need a good cry. Isn't that the truth? Sometimes you'll need a friend. Sometimes you'll need to be alone. Sometimes you'll need a tissue. Sometimes you'll need a bucket.
Oh, hopefully not too many of the buckets. Dear girl, do you know that there is no such thing as asking too many questions? Who, what, when, where, why, how? How? Okay.
Dear girl, write down your thoughts once in a while, even if it's just to enjoy the way your pen feels against the paper.
Look at
like
that.
that, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like written all over the wall. Very cool. Dear girl, make your room awesome. Make your room you. And while you're at it, make your bed.
Rooms always feel better with a made bed though.
Oh, I agree. Do you make your bed?
I do, every day.
Me too. Okay.
Dear girl, don't ever lose your sense of wonder.
Dear girl, sometimes you've just gotta stop and dance.
She reminds me of you in that one.
Okay, that would be us.
Dear girl, find people like you, find people unlike you.
Perfect. All kinds of people make the world go round. Dear girl, create traditions, fun, crazy handshakes, and silly inside jokes.
Dear girl, if your instinct is telling you to say no, say no.